Kendall sent us two options, saying which one should I wear, this black and white one or this all white one. So I said, wow, I liked the white one better.
Northwest.
Northwest?
Yeah, she irritates the life out of me.
No way!
Listen, North, I see you dripped out. Talk to me, how much the pickles? Talk the shades, how much the shades?
I don't know.
You don't know for the shades? Okay, I see the chains, how much for the chains?
I don't know.
I don't know, okay, I see the shirt, how much for the shirt?
Let's be honest. When was the last time you were 12 and thinking about how to pose in heels for a Fashion Week photo op? If you were anything like most kids, you were too busy figuring out if your Tamagotchi was still alive or stressing over whether your middle school crush liked your new hoodie. But Northwest? Kim Kardashian's daughter just turned 12, and instead of celebrating with pizza and a movie night, she's been styled like a mini version of her mother. Corset, stilettos, full makeup, and Instagram-worthy poses that scream grown woman. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Welcome to 2025, where celebrity kids don't just grow up, they get launched like brands. And people are finally saying it out loud, this is not okay. But here's the twist, this isn't just about one outfit. It's not about fashion. It's about the bigger machine behind it. It's about clout, capitalism, and the blurred line between parenting and personal branding. So grab your emotional seatbelt, because this rabbit hole goes deeper than a Met Gala red carpet. Remember when North was just a baby in Kanye's arms and Kim's selfie game was the most controversial thing she had going on? It feels like a distant memory now. Northwest has officially entered the public stage, and not in a cute school play kind of way. We're talking Fashion Week, professional glam squads, and choreography that would make seasoned influencers jealous. But this transformation didn't happen overnight. It's been a slow burn, expertly curated and drip-fed to the internet, a high-gloss, filter-ready rollout. Kim has always been a master of the long game. But here's the uncomfortable question we need to ask. Is she turning North into content? And if so, what happens when childhood becomes a campaign? Let's talk clout. We all know clout is the digital currency of 2025. Likes, shares, views, they're all part of a system that rewards engagement, no matter how it's earned. And nothing boosts numbers like controversy. Kim Kardashian has built a billion-dollar empire off understanding the internet better than the internet understands itself. But lately, her playbook has shifted. The attention used to be on her. Now, it's North. And here's where things get blurry. Is North choosing to be in the spotlight, or is she being chosen for the spotlight? Kids have always been a part of celebrity branding, from red carpet appearances to glossy magazine spreads. But now, they're digital performers. And in Kim's world, performance equals profit. So ask yourself, when does content cross the line into exploitation? Some people say, it's just fashion, relax. But let's unpack that. A 12-year-old wearing a corset, full face of makeup, heels, and posing for cameras isn't just playing dress-up. This isn't Halloween or a school talent show. These are adult-coded visuals meant to be consumed, judged, and dissected by millions. There's a difference between letting your kid express themselves and curating their look to mirror grown women at Paris Fashion Week. The problem isn't just the clothes, it's the context. When you style a child to mimic the aesthetics of adult influencers and models, you're fast-tracking them through experiences and pressures they're not developmentally ready for. You're inviting the internet to comment on them as if they were adults. And that's where the danger lives. So again, ask yourself, is this empowering, or is it performing maturity for validation? North isn't growing up in a private world. She's growing up on the internet, and that's a whole different beast. Every post, every TikTok, every red carpet moment is archived, analyzed, memed, and monetized. There's no room for awkward teenage years or figuring things out behind closed doors. Instead, North is being raised under a microscope with an audience that doesn't care about her well-being, just about whether she's trending. And the internet? It's not forgiving. One wrong move, one viral moment, and that clip will live on the internet forever. Childhood used to be a sanctuary. Now it's a streamable series. Where do we draw the line? Childhood should be messy, weird, creative, and most of all, private. But when your life is a PR campaign, when your birthday party has a red carpet, and your social feed is filled with glam shots, where is the room for silly pajamas, scraped knees, and awkward giggles? There's a haunting sadness in watching a child behave like an adult for the internet's applause. We should be asking, who benefits from this? Because it's not North. Not in the long run. And let's not forget, there's a whole generation of kids watching this play out and thinking this is what success looks like. Kim Kardashian is not just a celebrity. She's a business. And like any brand, everything she does is strategic. But this isn't just about Kim. It's about a culture that rewards virality over values. A culture that claps when kids act grown and gasps only when the damage is already done. In many ways, the Kardashian empire has become the blueprint for influencer parenting. And now, more than ever, we need to ask if the blueprint is broken. Because if family becomes content and childhood becomes marketing, what are we really consuming? Every photo, every look, every click. It all adds up, not just in metrics, but in emotional weight. Children are not designed to be public property. They're not supposed to carry the expectations of a brand, a fan base, or a billion-dollar legacy. What happens when North grows up and decides she wants privacy? Or regrets the things she was dressed in, told to say, made to perform? We've seen this before, from child stars who burn out to influencers who disappear once they've been drained for all their content. The warning signs are there. So why aren't we listening? Before anyone says this is just hating on Kim, stop. This isn't about hate. It's about asking hard questions. About parenting, power, and the price of fame. No one is saying Kim doesn't love her daughter. But love doesn't cancel out poor judgment. And being famous doesn't make someone immune to accountability. We should be able to call out what feels wrong, especially when it involves children, without being labeled as haters. The truth is, this isn't just about one family. It's about a system that celebrates spectacle over safety. Here's the thing, this isn't just a celebrity problem. It's an internet culture problem. One that affects everyday parents who post their kids for likes. One that teaches young girls their value is tied to beauty and attention. One that rewards grown-up behavior before kids are even old enough to understand it. So, what can we do? Start asking why we consume this kind of content. Normalize childhood again, not aesthetic childhood, real childhood. Protect kids' identities online, whether they're famous or not. Speak up when something feels off. Because if we don't, we're just as complicit in turning childhood into content. Conclusion: kids are not clickbait. Period. Northwest deserves to be 12. She deserves to make mistakes without being dissected. She deserves privacy. She deserves to grow into her identity without the world deciding it for her. And most of all, she deserves a childhood. Kim Kardashian may not be the first celebrity parent to blur these lines, but her influence makes it impossible to ignore. And now it's on us as viewers, as consumers, as adults, to set the boundary. Because the minute we start accepting this as normal, we've already lost the plot. Let kids be kids, not content. What do you think? Is this just fashion and fun, or are we crossing dangerous lines with how celebrity kids are used for engagement? Drop your thoughts. Start the conversation. Because silence helps no one, especially not the kids growing up in the spotlight.